Over the next 2 weeks, we are going to start a project where we're going to make a gumball machine using printmaking and collage. So we're going to learn how do we make stamps of all the circles, and then how do we put together some pieces of paper in order to create a gumball machine. You get to design your own background when you're all done. So we are going to need to print a circle filled with gumballs today, and that is going to be our goal. So you can decide if you would like to draw a circle, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, or if you have something like a paper plate that's already a circle, you could use this too. And you could decide which part of this you want to use, if you want to use this part, the inside, or if you want to flip it over and use the outside. No matter what, we might end up cutting this paper plate, so any size of paper plate will work, but you just want to make sure that you're only doing the very, very center part, not kind of the three-dimensional or printed part that goes on the side. Okay, so when you're printing it, you would just print the flat circle. If you are wanting to do just on a piece of paper, maybe you don't have a paper plate or you just want to work on a flat piece of paper, I like to find a plastic lid, and this can be any kind of circle plastic lid of any size that you want. And then using a pencil, we would hold it down and trace around the edges. So I'm just going to take my pencil, trace around the edge, and when I get to where my hand is, I kind of have to move my hand out of the way and keep tracing. And then I kind of go right back where I was, and I keep going all the way around my circle. And when I reach back to the very beginning, there, ta-da, all done. So now I am set up and I am ready to do my printing. So I'm going to do some on each of these just so I can show you that example. Okay? When you start printmaking, you're going to have to choose a material to do your stamps with. And for this particular project, because we're making gumballs, we want to have a smooth circle shape. So there's a lot of different shapes out there that you could use that would work just fine. There are a lot of different things. So we could use the end of a glue cap, a glue stick cap. Okay, you wouldn't want to use this end because you'd only get the circle. You wouldn't have it filled in. So make sure that you have the smooth cap part. You could use a cork from a bottle. If your parents ever drink any wine, this can be a really nice art tool. This is a glue cap with just a piece of foam glued to the end if you happen to have any of those foam shapes. I know some people do that. Or you could use the end of a marker, like a Crayola marker. These have a nice smooth flat end. Again, you wouldn't want to use the cap part for this one because it would just do the outer circle. It wouldn't be solid. The thing you wouldn't want to do is you wouldn't want to use a Mr. Sketch marker because again that has kind of weird shape on the inside, so it wouldn't work so well for this project. So you want to have a smooth edge. If you don't have any of these materials, you could potentially even just use your largest finger to do this print. I'm going to show how to set up your little paint tray with your color materials for printmaking. So we need some kind of liquid media to do our printing. So whether or not you have liquid paints of any kind, or if you even have colored food or sauces, you can use anything at all to do printing as long as it's somewhat liquidy in base. So I'm going to show how to kind of put those things on your tray and kind of how much you need to get in order to do this well. So what you want to do is you want to have something that's plastic that you can wash, or something that's paper that you can throw away. Even a sheet of scrap paper you can put out and will work for this project. And if you're using a paint, you just want to put a tiny little amount, and you can ask an adult to help you. We don't need very much. Just that little dot is plenty. And what I like to do if you have a bottle like this is I like to actually press down and wipe so that my end of my bottle is kind of clean, and when I screw the cap back on, it doesn't get everywhere. I like that a lot. But you could also use something like ketchup or mustard, and we would still need about the same amount, which is not very much. So you just put a little tiny dot and close our bottle. And I'm just going to do these 3 colors because that's plenty, but you can find, and sometimes it comes out really quick, so just kind of be careful. You can find things of lots of different colors to do your work, and any of these materials will work for printmaking.